Is there so gigs is something I miss them so much. But is there any gig that you kind of wish you'd got tickets to that you didn't manage to get tickets to? Whether it was like a really small one that you wish you'd gone to, or something that is one of your almost like if you could go back in time, you'd be there, no matter whether the tickets were sold out or whatnot. You'd be at that gig.
Yeah, V-Fest 2009 when Oasis split up. I saw Oasis once, but my brother, I was going to go to V-Fest and I didn't. For some reason, I was just like, I can't bother to go. And then, obviously, when that happened, my brother was there to watch the final ever Oasis set, and we didn't know at the time.
Yeah.
But when I found out it was their last ever set, I was absolutely devastated. I was like, why did I go?
No. That's a bad one. That's like, oh my god,
that is rough.
It's just like my brother was there as well.
Yeah,
he's not much my brother. He's not my gig mate. Like, we've been going to gigs together since we were tiny. Yeah, so because he was like, rubbing it in then, but he was there and he still brings it up. I was there. You were all right.
Cheers. Have you got one, Joe, for that?
So it's a good question. I feel like I have, but off the top of my head, that's a really difficult one. Have you got one?
I've got two. I've got two that I wish I'd seen. Bowie at Glastonbury the first time round when he played Pyramid Stage, and there's a couple of little clips of it, and there's like a sound bite from it, and it sounded incredible. And the other one is Liam Gallagher's first gig back at the O2 Apollo in Manchester.
Yeah. I was there.
You were there?
Yeah.
Oh, that's one of the ones that I wish I got, because I went to the O2 Apollo for when Harry Styles, right, this is a strange one, but Harry Styles released his first solo album, one of my friends managed to get tickets for the O2 Apollo gig, but she had nowhere to stay. So she stayed at my gaff and I went. But it was one of the weirdest experiences because he played all of his new stuff, which is sick. But it's such an intimate gig to someone who's such a big star already. So I think the Liam Gallagher, I think, would have been, mega.
That was his first comeback gig. I think that's Yeah. I paid £350 for 2 tickets, and we were up so high.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but I was like, I'm not missing it for the world.
It's worth
I'm
it.
going to be there.
Wow.
Liam Gallagher was like a little, we were like right in the stores. Yeah, a little dot, but I could barely hear him, but I was there.
It's a brilliant venue, though, the Apollo is. I really enjoy that. I really love that venue.
Yeah, it's good.
I think the one that I had tickets to and ended up selling and not going was Cortina's gig at Heaton Park in 2019. Yeah, in 2019, because I was at uni in Manchester and had tickets to go, and then I was going with Dan, and then he ended up having to pull out because I can't remember, it was like his parents but like a surprise holiday, and it was over the date, and he was like, I can't come. So I asked around like everyone, will anyone go? And they're like, no. And I was like, I'm not going to go on my own. I was like, no one really fancies it. So I was like, I'll just sell them, and like came home from uni a bit early. And then when I saw the videos of it afterwards, it just looked incredible. And like, I love Cortinas. They're like my favorite band of all time.
I love Cortinas. Oh, it's such a shame. I didn't go to Heaton Park, but they played at Isle of Wight the night before. I was at Isle of Wight Festival. So I saw them on the Friday, and then they played Heaton Park on the Saturday. It was on the Friday at Isle of Wight. It was so good. We had DMAs, Jerry Cinnamon, Cortinas, and Noel Gallagher.
Oh, I mean that's pretty dream lineup. That's unbelievable.
That's a good one.
We went so hard on the Friday night, it just ruined the rest of our weekend.
Yeah, just still so hungover.
I was ruined after that weekend. It was horrible.
I tell you another one now that we should have gone to, because I think I was in Leeds at the time with you.
Yeah,
it was when Blossoms played the Stockport ground.
Oh yeah. That would have been good.
Incredible. And I feel like we could have gone for that, and that looked really good. I would have liked to go to that, but
and did look good.
We didn't.
Blossom did a lot of big supports, didn't they? Like they supported. I remember seeing them supporting Stone Roses.
Yeah. They did some good support. I think they played the game really well, actually. I think Blossoms really kind of did the rounds as support acts, and then managed just to gain that following of people that love that type of music.
Yeah.
Well,
I'd say to him.
I'm going to spin it a little bit of a different way. Are there any gigs that you went to that you were really excited for, and then when you saw them, you were a little bit disappointed?
Do you know what? The only gig that I've been ever disappointed by was Ben Howard in Cardiff. Do you know Ben Howard?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was just really like, it's just the atmosphere. There were people sleeping on the floor during his set.
What?
Like, we drove all the way from, obviously, Wiltshire I live, drove over to Cardiff. I think it was like a weekday night, but I just expected to have like a lot more energy, and it was just like he didn't really want to be there. And the other, I saw Kings of Leon, Isle of Wight, and I found them a little bit disappointing, actually.
Oh, there you go.
Flat, but I think it's always to do with the crowd, isn't it, as well? Like when you're in a good crowd, then it makes a difference. But I
do find that sometimes the like outdoor festivals, it's harder to get the atmosphere going. Like I've seen DMAs are the ones I've seen the most out of anyone, and the only time when it wasn't like the best thing ever was when I saw them at Neighbourhood Weekender, and that was sort of outdoor, and it was a smaller crowd, and it was main stage, but there wasn't many people there, and it was just
I was there as well.
Well,
was that a couple of years ago?
Yeah, 2018. Yeah.
I was there as well.
Oh my God, that's so weird. We've been so many of the same gigs. Yeah, that week, because did you get stuck in Warrington?
Oh my God, it was ridiculous.
We were stuck there till like 2-3 a.m. because we couldn't
getting back. I can't remember where my hotel was now, but I remember just walking loads to get into the actual site was a nightmare.
Yeah.
Ages.
It was a nightmare.
It was good,
we'd got the train, and then they closed the train station and didn't tell anyone because there were strikes. So then, because the train station was closed, we were trying to get back to Manchester, and all the Ubers like clocked on. So they were like £290 to get back to Manchester. It was like a 20-minute drive. It was ridiculous. So we just stood around and waited for replacement buses till like 3 a.m. in the morning outside.
I think that's in trouble with the big gigs when they put them like just slightly out of like the city.
Yeah,
it's a logistical nightmare.
But I always think that about Reading and Leeds, the Leeds one. The Leeds one's like awkward distance away from Leeds city centre. Like if you live in Leeds city centre, they don't do any form of like transport out there that's easy. It's all a pain in the arse. Oh,
that's a shame, because Reading's right next to the city, so you can literally just walk out of the festival site and go to the city.
Oh, that's so useful.
Yeah.
I think, even like Reading and London ones and that, they seem to be a bit more embedded, but then when you go like a bit further afield, but they need the space, don't they, to be fair? So it's like only a certain amount of places, but
festivals. I wonder if they'll be back this year.
I hope so, because you think outside you might have a better chance of getting something going, maybe. But
I think it just depends on the next few months go, doesn't it? Like between now and like the start of spring.
Big time. Yeah.
Because obviously organisation, isn't it, as well? Like festivals, they're not going to bother starting to organise it if they're not sure if they can go ahead.
No.
But yeah, exactly. I don't know. I'm kind of like, who knows? I don't know, 50-50 with it.
Yeah, we're trying not to get our hopes up too much and get
there's no point, is there?
There's no point.
Down so many times.
I mean,
just don't hope for anything now.
Yeah,
literally.
I literally thought the gigs we were meant to go to last March would be able to go in like April or May, and it's going to have been a year and they're still not happened. So I'm just
Well, it's like the Crooks that we had booked the Crooks, and it was like the weekend.
The weekend.
The weekend.
Was it like Bank Holiday May?
Yeah.
No, earlier than that.
It was a bit like March.
Yeah.
In Sheffield, weren't it?
Yeah, so we were meant to go to the one, I think it was the Lead Mill or something. And then they changed it to then, I think it might have been Bank Holiday May. And then they have rearranged it again and then rearranged it again. It's been rearranged 4 times. And I was like, oh, no. It's so disappointing.
It is. And I feel so sorry for bands. There's a lot of bands that I've spoken to, they're not even bothering to organise anything at the moment, because they just think, well, what's the point if we're just going to postpone it? Let's wait and see whether we can actually do it or not. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it gets to a point that if they do lift it in the summer, we're going to be able to like, people are going to get it booked up straight away. It's going to be brilliant. It'll be back to back to back.
Yeah.
It's so sick. I hope
sleep for months.
I've said, as soon as this is lifted, I'm going on a year-long bender. It's going to be a year of, I forget. It's going to be wild. The only memories I'm going to have are from photos and videos.